Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We are going to be exploring
Oh, cool.
this really fascinating article I found
Yeah.
on a website called TATANKA. It's all about, get this,
Yeah?
an AI-generated album
Mm-hmm.
from the future
Wow.
called Falling Fragment.
Oh, okay. Falling
The
from
artist
sea.
is a totally fictional character. Her name is Alessia Vero,
Interesting.
and we're talking the year 2193 here.
Wow. So far in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And this article is formatted like a blog post.
Okay.
So it just feels really personal and
Okay.
just begging to be unpacked.
It's pretty captivating that while the music itself is, generated by AI,
Yeah.
the whole narrative around it, Alessia Vero, her world struggles, all the, it's all crafted by a human.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder where the line is,
Totally.
between AI creativity and human storytelling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
the article drops us right into 2193, Switzerland. Our protagonist, Alessia Vero,
Uh-huh.
is a 35-year-old Italian composer and keyboard player,
Yeah.
but she's battling some, heavy stuff.
Oh, no. What kind of stuff?
Like addiction,
Okay.
self-doubt,
Mm-hmm.
the whole 9 yards.
No. Wow. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
So Alessia, she stumbles upon the Synthetic Sisters.
Synthetic Sisters. Okay.
And they're this collective of artists
Mhm,
making
mhm.
waves
Mhm.
with this genre they call 𝗧𝗕ᗏ𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗏𝗔.
What?
I know, right?
Techno-cities.
𝗧𝗕ᗏ𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗏𝗔.
Okay.
So think of it as music
Okay.
that's engineered
Uh-huh.
to tap into the listener's subconscious.
Interesting.
It's atmosphere, emotion, beats designed for transformation.
Wow. Okay. So,
Intense.
yeah, pretty intense.
The article mentions
Yeah.
that Alessia finds solace
Uh-huh.
in this album called, and I'm probably going to butcher this,
Okay.
Ueoneri.
Uh.
Oihu. Oi.
Yeah.
Oe.
Uh. Okay.
By a synthetic sister who goes by the name
Yeah.
𝗬𝗕ᗕᗕադashā.
𝗬𝗕ᗕᗕադashā. All right.
I told you I was going to butcher it.
No, you did great.
But anyway,
Yeah.
this music becomes like a turning point for Alessia. It's almost like a lifeline.
Right. Exactly. But, the article is careful to highlight that it's not about the synthetic sisters, magically fixing Alessia's problems.
Right.
It's more about their music acting as, a catalyst,
Yeah.
It helps her unlock her own strength, that, internal strength to confront her demons and ultimately choose a different path for herself.
So it's more about empowering her own journey
Exactly.
rather than an external force swooping in to save the day.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
The article also mentions that
Yeah.
Alessia's Italian heritage plays a role in her music.
Mm-hmm.
Curious to see how that unfolds.
It definitely adds another layer to the story,
Mm-hmm.
Imagine this fusion of futuristic sibiance sounds with, echoes of traditional Italian melodies or rhythms.
Oh, cool.
It seems to reflect Alessia's own journey, bridging her past and her future. I think the name Alessia Vero is super significant, too.
Oh, yeah. What's the story there?
Well, Alessia can mean defender or helper,
Mm-hmm.
which seems fitting
Yeah.
given her strength and resilience.
Right.
And Vero
Vero?
translates to true or genuine,
Oh, wow.
which connects perfectly with her journey of self-discovery and finding her own voice through music. It's almost like her name foreshadows her transformation.
That's a cool detail. I love how much thought went into creating this whole world.
Yeah.
But let's get to the heart of it. Falling Fragments, Alessia's album.
Yes.
It's a 12-track journey through her transformation,
Okay.
with each song representing a different stage.
All right. Ready to dive into some futuristic tunes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Track 1, Fading Echoes, sets the stage. Here are a few lines. In the silence of my mind, I lose my way. Shadows dancing, mocking the light of day.
Wow.
Talk about setting a mood, right? You can practically feel Alessia's desperation in those lyrics.
And even the title Fading Echoes, it suggests this sense of dwindling hope, being lost in the remnants of the past. It pulls you right into Alessia's, internal struggle. Imagine if the music itself mirrors this, maybe, sparse, melancholic sounds that echo and fade,
Yeah,
representing that feeling of being lost.
I'm already hooked.
Okay.
Okay, track 2, Through the Looking Glass.
Okay.
Seems to be where she starts confronting herself.
Uh-huh.
It's got these lyrics. I see a face I don't recognize, tears that fall but don't seem to cry.
Oh, wow.
It's like she's finally facing her reflection, but it's distorted, unfamiliar.
It's a classic theme, right? That moment of realizing you've become someone you barely recognize. And the title, Through the Looking Glass, implies this journey inward, delving into the subconscious. What if the music here starts to shift? Maybe some distorted, like, electronic sounds, a warped melody,
Yeah.
reflecting that, like, distorted self-image?
Ooh, I can almost hear it.
Hmm.
Track 3, Awakened, is where things start to shift.
Okay.
The lyrics are, I've been blind, now I see. The stars align, they're calling me.
Wow. Okay.
Talk about a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
This is where I feel that {𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗔𝗡} element can really come into play.
Right. Imagine the music here becoming more vibrant, maybe pulsating rhythms that, like, synchronize with Alessia's heartbeat as she experiences this awakening, layered sounds that create a sense of, like, expanding awareness, like she's finally seeing the world in a new light.
This is where I'm really starting to feel the power of this AI-generated music. Even though it's fictional, I can almost feel how it would impact the listener. Okay, track 4, Shattered Silence. Sounds pretty intense. The lyrics are, I break the silence with my scream, a cry that shatters every dream.
Whoa.
It seems like a moment of catharsis, of breaking free from the past.
It's almost like she's, like, breaking through a barrier, both internally and maybe sonically. Imagine the music becoming almost chaotic here. Distorted synths, crashing drums, conveying that sense of shattering and release.
Yeah.
This is where {𝗧𝗔𝗓s} could really get interesting, using sound to evoke such a visceral, like, emotional response.
Oh. Okay, let's pause there for a moment because we're already getting so deep into this album. There's so much more to explore. We'll be back soon with part 2 of this deep dive into Falling Fragments.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Alessia Vero's Falling Fragments.
Yes.
When we left off, you were experiencing Alessia's powerful breakthrough in shattered silence. It's like she's finally confronting her past,
Right.
shattering the silence that's been holding her captive.
Yes, and I'm so curious to see where she goes from here. Track 5, Cosmic Bloom. Sounds like a complete shift in energy. The lyrics are, a flower blooming in the dark, I find my place, I find my spark. It seems like she's tapping into something much bigger than herself, like a spiritual awakening.
It's almost like she's connecting to the universe.
Yeah.
Finding her place within the cosmos. If I were imagining this sonically, I'd think ethereal melodies, maybe even choral vocals, creating this expansive, transcendent feeling. And remember, we're talking about {𝗧𝗔𝗓s} here, music designed to influence the listener's state of mind.
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, track 6, Eclipsed Heart.
Eclipsed Heart, okay.
Sounds a bit more mysterious. The lyrics are, in the darkness I find my place, an eclipsed heart, but full of grace. I'm sensing a theme of embracing both light and darkness here.
That's a great observation. It's like she's, acknowledging her shadow self, accepting that even in the darkness, there's beauty and strength. Musically, I'd imagine a slower tempo, maybe a haunting melody, but with an underlying pulse, that keeps it from being too somber.
Track 7, Waves of Becoming. Sounds like a continuation of that surrender. The lyrics are, in the tide, I let go, I feel the currents start to flow. I'm picturing a very fluid, almost hypnotic sound.
Yes, and think about how {𝗧𝗔𝗓s} could enhance that feeling. Imagine the music actually syncing with your breath, guiding you into a meditative state, helping you to truly, let go and embrace the flow.
Now, track 8, Stardust on the Wind, has some of the most beautiful lyrics. The stardust falls, it scatters wide, a trail of light I cannot hide.
It's like she's recognizing her interconnectedness with everything, right? It's a powerful image, and it speaks to a theme that's woven throughout this whole album, that we're all part of something much greater than ourselves. If I were composing this track, I'd use, like, shimmering synths, echoing delays, and maybe even samples of space sounds to create this vast cosmic atmosphere.
Oh, wow. I can practically hear it. Okay, track 9, Celestial Embrace. Sounds like it takes that interconnectedness to a whole new level. The lyrics are, the universe wraps me in its grace. I feel it touch me face to face. It sounds almost mystical.
It's like she's experiencing a complete union with the cosmos, a merging of self and the universe. Musically, this could be the most transcendent track on the album, layers of ethereal vocals, swirling melodies, and a sense of expansive bliss.
Wow, we're really on a journey here. Track 10, Echoes in the Void, seems to bring us back down to earth a bit.
Back down to earth. Okay.
The lyrics are, the darkness stretches far and wide, an empty space I cannot hide. It feels like a confrontation with emptiness, maybe even a fear of the unknown.
It's interesting, right? After all that expansion and connection, she's facing the void, but maybe it's not. Like, a negative thing.
Right.
Perhaps it's about recognizing the potential that exists in emptiness, the possibility for creation. Musically, I'd imagine a very sparse soundscape, echoing tones, minimalist beats, almost like a sonic representation of the void itself.
Okay, track 11, Beyond the Horizon, sounds like a step forward, a sense of hope returning. The lyrics are, "Beyond the horizon I will go, where endless winds and whispers blow."
Yeah.
I'm picturing a very cinematic sound, maybe even a touch of triumph.
Yes. It's
Hey.
like she's stepping into the unknown with courage and determination. Imagine a driving beat, soaring melodies, and maybe even a choir joining in towards the end, representing the collective energy she's now embodying.
Yeah. We're almost there. The final track, Falling Fragments, sounds like it ties everything together. The lyrics are, "I've been broken, I've been torn, 1,000 pieces I was worn, but in the fragments I found the light." I'm getting chills just reading those words. It's like she's finally accepting herself, imperfections and all.
It's a powerful message, isn't it? And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, this idea that transformation comes from within.
Right.
Alessia doesn't need someone to put her back together. She finds the light within the broken pieces, and I think that's a really beautiful message for all of us.
I agree. So as we wrap up part 2 of this deep dive, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've journeyed through a futuristic world where music is more than just entertainment. It's like a powerful tool for transformation and self-discovery. And even though Falling Fragments is AI-generated, it's still rooted in human experience, our struggles, our triumphs, and our endless capacity for change.
And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling. We're exploring the intersection of technology and art.
Yeah.
The potential for both to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We'll delve deeper into these themes in part 3. So be sure to join us for the final leg of our journey through Falling Fragments.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Falling Fragments.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot with this album. From the depths of despair to like a full-on cosmic awakening.
It's quite a journey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all through this super fascinating AI-generated music. But what's been sticking with me?
What's that?
Just how universal Alessia's story feels. Even though it takes place in this futuristic world.
Totally. Like her struggles with addiction, self-doubt, that search for meaning. It's also relatable. It's like timeless. It could be any of us.
It's true. These are themes that just, transcend time and place. And finding healing through music. I think we've all been there.
Oh, for sure. Music has this amazing power, right? It can move us, comfort us, inspire us. It can be a source of strength when we're feeling lost or help us connect to something bigger, like a lifeline almost.
Absolutely. And for Alessia, it's this futuristic techno-sibiance music that's guiding her transformation. It just makes you think about all the possibilities of music, Where could technology take us in the future?
It's really mind-boggling. I mean, Imagine music that isn't something you just listen to, but something that interacts with your subconscious,
Right.
shapes your emotions, thoughts, maybe even how you see the world.
It's like something out of science fiction. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe one day this tech will actually exist. And then the question becomes, what will we do with it? Healing, personal growth, art? Or will there be downsides we haven't even thought of?
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
But for now, let's come back to the present,
Yeah.
We've spent this whole deep dive in Alessia Vero's world, but I think there's a powerful message here for everyone listening.
What's that?
It's this idea that transformation starts within. Like, sure, Alessia found strength in the music, but ultimately, it was her own drive, her own choice to face her darkness and be her true self. That's what led to her healing.
That's so important. We can get inspiration from anything, music, art, even other people.
Yeah.
But real change comes from within us, making choices, facing our fears, and owning our growth.
And music can be that amazing companion on the journey. Like you said, it gives us strength, comfort, inspiration when we need it most. So as we wrap up Falling Fragments, I want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
What music has been a catalyst for change in your life? What songs or artists helped you heal, grow, see things differently? Think about the power of music in your own journey. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.